That truck beeps. No beep. Now you stop beeping. I knew there'd be a beep! New dish from a new restaurant and keeping it local. That is the key. Why is everyone honking? What's the argument here? Let the pedestrians go, let the dogs go. You go one turn, you go another turn. It's winter in Chicago. We all got a deal. Where they got everything from tasty tacos to another thing I forgot. Welcome back to the show. I mean, at least it was in the beginning. I mean, your car doesn't need to be that loud. I don't know. There's no appeal to that. Okay. I mean, like, why? You're driving a Volvo. Just have a normal sounding car. Hello, sir.
Oh, bloopers.
Well,
Sassy.
sassy. Sometimes,
Sassy.
John Hanson, maybe they're just honking at you because you're looking fine.
Oh,
Perhaps.
yeah.
Probably
maybe
not the reason, but
Still
probably
quiet
not.
on the set. Still quiet on the set. Well, let's move along.
Yes.
probably like, why is this
welcome
weird
everybody
man walking on the street?
with talking to himself. All right. Welcome to the Jam, everybody. I'm Amy Rutledge, John Hanson. B Pope is in for Felicia Lawrence. She is on vacation. As far as we know, her internet is working. She's just taking
we'll
a little R&R.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
will
Who
see.
knows?
Yes.
Rocket.
Let's start this with a little Chicago in 60. If you put out
Okay.
your lawn furniture to hold out your shoveled parking space, you better pick up your stuff. The city will be picking up left dibs items starting on Tuesday.
Dude, I want to be, hold on, no. I want to be the volunteer that gets to plow through whatever chairs you've left out when it's been 45 degrees for a week. I still see it on my block. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you saving? There's no more snow. You shouldn't have put your chair, your dining room table out there in the first place, but you should bring it in when it's 40 darn degrees. I don't get it. No, there's no
Wow.
snow. What are you saving a spot for now?
Fiery.
Get it out of there.
Fiery. Are you
I don't necessarily think that-
anti-dibs?
Oh, I'm so anti-dibs, Brandon. From the get-go, it's the worst system of all time. It's so dumb, and it's even
System.
dumber when there's no snow.
System, he calls it. I do think it's just sheer laziness at this point. People are not picking up their stuff, even though the snow's
Yeah,
melted.
the snow's
so.
gone.
They went on vacation, and I'm stealing their
And-
furniture.
Well, they're going to lose it anyway if they don't pick it up because the city will grab it.
True.
So there you go. All right, the saga of the scaffolding around the Goldblatt's building is finally coming to an end. The work that required it to be installed is expected to wrap up next month. Construction on that historic Westtown building was supposed to finish 6 years ago. Delays cost taxpayers more than $100,000 to keep the scaffolding there. Woo-hoo.
Oh my God! 6 years of scaffolding. That's
6
crazy.
years.
It's
And
ridiculous.
a lot of cash. Of course,
Yeah.
the city needs. All right. Take two. Mike Madigan's second successor for his House seat was chosen today. Angelica Guerrero Hular actually succeeds Edward Guerrera Kodat, who was appointed on Sunday and then quit 3 days later. So let's hope this one sticks.
Yeah, this whole saga has just been weird. I mean, the last guy gone after 2 days and still got paid for it. Like, let's hope she stays around.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. Yes, right. Just so we don't have to have turnover every 2 days. But can you imagine that? I got to look this up. You know, I'm such a political history nerd. I got to find out what the two most different length of terms are back to back ever held. Like 50 years compared to 2 days. Like we all know William Henry Harrison, the 9th president of the United States, lasted about 29 days. Or maybe not everyone
We
knows
all know that.
but I know that. Yeah, exactly. Compared to his predecessor who was there for 8 years. Like that's quite a difference as well. But like that is insane. 50 years and then boop, boop, boop. I'm still looking forward to finding out exactly what went down there because
Questionable
it's pretty
behavior.
quick.
He was asked to step down. So find out more, I'm sure, in the coming days.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see what that questionable behavior was. All
Yeah,
right,
right.
moving on here. The United Center's parking lot might be the city's next mass vaccination site. Reports from the Tribune say the site's going to be run by FEMA and the Department of Defense. Up to 7,000 shots could be given out daily. That's huge. To find out when you can get yours and book a slot, the national website is vaccinefinder.org, or you can go to chicago.gov. But keep in mind, as you get your shots, Dr. Anthony Fauci is warning against cherry picking different vaccine brands. That means get whatever is available first. Don't wait for a certain shot. If you get Moderna, don't switch over to Johnson & Johnson right after. Stay consistent. Got to be consistent.
See, no. When I go and get lunch, I like to get like half a sandwich and soup, or like salad, like a little mix and match combo,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, come on, I think it'd be a
the
little
same.
strong. You get a little Moderna the first time, a little Pfizer the second. Why don't you get a little Johnson & Johnson to top it off the third time? Of course, I'm joking, people. I don't know who would ever do this, but I'm
Wait.
just glad. I will say, though, like, it is really confusing to people how this all works. Like, people say go to your local public health department. Obviously, here in Chicago, you know, certain people that would maybe qualify for 1B in the state don't qualify in the city. Like, each municipality, county has all these different rules. And next pandemic, whenever the next one is, God willing, I'm not here for it. But I hope this was a dry run for whenever the next one comes along, that we get this vaccine thing sorted out so it's done from a federal level. That makes a lot more sense.
All right. Let me just say I disagree a little bit with you and Dr. Fauci, and I don't normally ever disagree with Dr. Fauci because, listen,
Whoa.
you know, if you're talking about somebody who is extremely immunocompromised and concerned about their health, and you've got a chance at one that's, 90% effective and the other one is 97% effective, and maybe the wait could be like a couple of weeks and you've already been in quarantine and locked down, maybe in your personal situation, waiting for the higher vaccine is better. I think Fauci is saying this because obviously they want as many people vaccinated as possible, and I wholly agree with that. But I think it goes by on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I imagine if you're staying inside and you're like following all the rules, right? And you're like, I want to wait for that 90 to 95% one. That, I guess that makes sense. I'm sure that's not maybe who he's targeting. I think what he's just trying to do, and what we all are, and we've even talked about on the show for people that have jumped ahead in line or people have gotten it that other people don't think they deserve it. It's a numbers game at this point, right? Like, I think we're up to about 13 to 14% of the entire country at least getting their first dose. And I imagine what Dr. Fauci is doing, and you alluded to this, Amy, the idea being just get these shots in these arms as fast as we can. I don't care who. I don't care who's. I personally don't care if you happen to skip in line or you get it versus someone who maybe thinks they deserve it more. Like, I don't care. Like, let's just get it out to whoever we can get it to as fast as we can.
Yeah, I just want to get a summer. I want summertime Chicago back.
No.
And if that means getting everybody vaccinated, let's do it. Let's get going.
Hey, Brandon, I'm sure you can still party at the crib on, like, a little dinghy by yourself with other people around you, but they're socially distanced.
Yeah,
Is
not
Brandon
as
Pope a
fun.
playpen
Not
guy?
as fun.
You ever go out in the playpen over there and they get a boat out there?
I don't think I've done the playpen. I've been on people's boats, but I've never done the playpen.
Really?
I don't think. I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't think? Oh, okay. Well, this
You
is
would
an
know, I
experience
think.
you need to experience, Brandon.
There's some times
tell you
out
one
on the
thing.
water I don't remember. So,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As long as
maybe
you
that
aren't
was a
driving the
playpen
boat,
day.
that's okay. Maybe that was the playpen day. Tell you what, I don't have a boat. My brother has a boat. I'll bring you on that boat sometime, Brandon. We'll have a good old time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
let's
Amy,
do
too.
it.
I guess if you want to come, you can. What a riveting
Gee, thanks,
invitation.
John.
Sorry about that. All right. Texting your ex, bad idea. Antagonizing your ex from the scene of a federal crime, maybe the worst idea. The FBI says that an alleged Capitol rioter, his name is Richard Machete, kept texting his ex-girlfriend about his role in the insurrection while it was happening, and he kept on calling her a moron. Well, the next day after everything blew up, she decided to turn over all the photos and all the texts to the FBI, and then they arrested him. Brandon Pope, is there anything that you've ever texted an ex that could get you arrested too?
No. not anything like this. I mean, I don't usually go out and do crimes and then text my ex and send pictures of me doing the crimes in the process. It seems like a bad look all around. Like, you're going to send incriminating evidence to someone that you're calling a moron, someone that probably hates you now? Yeah, Karma. I bet you her name was Karma. That's who he was dating.
When I see stuff like this is when I relish in being a little bit older in like a Gen Xer, and I hate to talk about other generations, but because I am very, very overly careful about what I text, because all I ever think about is this could be held against me. It's now in writing. It's like sending a letter. It's like sending an email. So you got to be super careful. So I probably text less because I'm like,
No, you aren't wrong. I mean, like, all the evidence against all these alleged rioters are from their own cell phones. Not posted on TikTok, Instagram text. And I guess that actually reveals like a deeper level to all this, is that they thought what they were doing was okay and correct.
And
they didn't
thought
have it in their
protected.
right. They didn't have it in their mind that that would
Yeah.
be used against them because they didn't think they were committing a crime, which speaks to a whole larger conversation, which we shouldn't really all have and break down here today. But yeah, I love the karma that this guy's getting. It is never a good idea to text an ex. Trust me. I honestly, no matter what, never
Text.
send it. I know you've all
Email.
done it. We've all been there.
DM.
Yeah.
Have
Well,
we all,
Brennan, you've
though?
never texted an ex?
I have never texted an ex.
Really? Wow.
Never.
Wow. I definitely have.
Oh,
And
yeah,
some
I could
some
see
weren't bad. Some had good results, like short-term good results. Long-term maybe
I
not.
think we
but
know what you're
short-term,
talking
it was
about.
great.
Yeah,
I also
right?
want-
It was great.
I also want to point out that I've been married for almost 15 years, so there wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
texting before that, so I get out of all that.
That's a good point.
I was going to
That's a
say
good
it,
point.
but I already did not invite you on the boat. So I couldn't twice in 10 minutes say something mean to you. So
That's okay.
there
I'm
you
good
go.
with it.
Oh boy. All right, guys, coming up, rap meets 90s rock meets anime. We're talking the strangest cover taking over Twitter when we come back.
Oh, live look at the Royal Sonesta Riverfront cam. You can see no more ice on the river downtown, and the warming trend continues here over the next 3 days. It's going to be a pretty great weekend, near 50 degrees. This weather forecast brought to you by United Auto Insurance. Get your free quote, call, or click today. Amy.
All right, thanks, John. Kristen David was a former trial lawyer who worked upwards of 90 hours a week before she finally figured out how to cut stress, work less, and up-level her life. I sat down with her to learn some of those secrets.
When I got started as a lawyer, I was working 85 hours a week and taking home way too little money. Many of us have been there. But along the way, I learned how to balance the different needs of a business and the ownership versus the technical, and ultimately how to build systems that allow other people around us to really step up and do a great job so that we can regain our freedom while also growing our business.
So what would you say, to somebody out there who's, kind of just making it by, either it's a mom or an entrepreneur or somebody, to really, go to the next level.
Get clear on what you want. Not everybody wants to just grow a business. Sometimes you just want to grow a little, just enough so that you can have more free time. And getting someone in there to help you organize and help you batch up your time so that you put like items together, feel good and productive, but also be able to maybe delegate to an assistant or someone those little tasks that just kind of suck your energy away. Those are key to really being able to build and find that freedom that you want.
Yeah. So is this also how you get back a little bit of your free time, by delegating?
Absolutely, yes.
So now for you, I mean, obviously the business is a success. How many hours are you working a week now?
Well, you go through phases. Sometimes you get some people on and they're working, but then you hit the next phase. Like in January, we hired some more people and we're doing a new program. And so you kind of go in fits, but it's important to take some free time and recharge your own battery so you can lead your team and so you can be at your best for your family even and yourself.
Have you found that the quarantine time and everyone dealing with COVID has been a good time to reevaluate your business? Because a lot of people have had to pull back a little bit.
Absolutely. I actually work with top CEOs all across the country, but one of Brian is actually there in the Chicago area, one of the people I work with, and he was really able to kind of pivot, use his marketing assistant, his executive assistant to help him focus on really helping clients and focus on what matters. And that changes and evolves with time. Same with another client, Melanie, there in the Chicago area. She really went fully virtual and is helping other business owners. So it's sometimes a great way to help propel us into some new things that are actually a better trajectory for us.
And it sounds to me that from what you're saying too, a big key to all of this is to really know the strengths and weaknesses of the people that work for you.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, got to hire smart. Where can people find the book? Where can people find more information on you?
Sure. Our website, uplevelingyourbusiness.com, has lots of great information on how to reclaim your time and how to build those systems so you know that the job is going to get done well the way you want the first time.
And the Black Greek letter organizations are made up of 5 fraternities and 4 sororities, also known as the Divine Nine. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was founded in 1914, and it boasts a unique trait that separates it from the other fraternities.
Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity was founded at Howard University in Washington, D.C., January 9th, 1914. The 3 founders aim to highlight brotherhood, scholarship, and community service.
Our focus is ensuring that as we engage with the members of the communities that we serve, that they see Phi Beta Sigma as advocates for improving our communities, improving the health, welfare, economic ability in our communities.
For 107 years, men of Phi Beta Sigma have realized the need for community uplift, whether it be engaging youth through their national mentoring program or fighting alongside the Center for Disease Control to eradicate health disparities in the Black community. More than 150,000 men have committed to bettering others, and they've stood beside their sister organization, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, to accomplish that goal.
That's one distinction. One proud distinction between Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity and Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. We don't say that we're associated because we just like them. Zeta Phi Beta is written into our Constitution as our sister organization, and that's unique. That doesn't exist in any other organization.
And the list of notable men who have proudly celebrated their symbolic colors of royal blue and pure white is long. The late Congressman John Lewis, former Chicago Bulls player Scottie Pippen, and renowned Black scientist George Washington Carver, who came up with hundreds of ways to use the peanut, all help cultivate a long legacy of Sigma brotherhood.
We as African American men have this opportunity for advanced education. It's our responsibility to take that back to our communities and bring added value to our communities. And so that resulted in our motto, Culture for Service, Service for Humanity, which is kind of the underpinning of everything that we do today.
And our coverage of Black History Month and how Black culture has influenced society is sponsored by Beam Legal and Foreman Mills. We'll be right back.
Okay, big breaking news in the toy beat. Hasbro announcing that Mr. Potato Head, which is the brand name for all sorts of different potato heads, is just going to be Potato Head now. It's going to be gender neutral. Okay, so there still will be a Mr. Potato Head and there still will be a Mrs. Potato Head, but the brand is just gender neutral, which whatever. And a lot of people are losing their minds over this.
Of course they
It's
are.
a
Of course.
potato toy.
Yeah. Potatoes
It's the
don't
most
have sex
predictable
organs last
thing.
time I checked.
No,
Right?
I don't think that's part of the. I don't think you can even put that like on or switch it. Like it's not even a
No,
thing. I don't
trust
think.
me, I got a lot of them. Yeah.
They
no.
do have
You can
studs and, roots and stuff, but I wouldn't call those, organs.
No, that's how plants work. I mean, they actually,
Exactly.
can
Yeah,
grow small
yeah.
plants. So I find that interesting. You can make a potato a girl or a boy, but that's up to the user. So
Okay,
I mean,
this
people getting mad
we gotta
about
mess-
this is the most predictable thing. This is ridiculous.
yes.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but one of our producers said that on Facebook, an aunt wrote, "The world," reacting to the story, "the world has gone to hell. People, chill out. It's a potato toy.
It's a
Like,
potato
let 'em-
head, yeah.
It's a potato. Oh,
It's
okay.
a toy.
Yes.
It's just a
That's
toy.
it. That's it. All
Are
right,
people
we'll
going to be
back
mad
with
that
more.
Iron Man is a man next?
No.
Iron Man.
But if Iron Man wanted to do whatever he wanted, he'd do whatever he wanted. Like that's the point. Oh, God.
Yeah, we just made an
Just
iron
saying.
person. I would be upset. I
Batman?
would be upset about that.
Batman.
Bat
All right,
person.
well, let's
Bad
we need to
person.
reverse course. We'll be back. Like the world is burning. I don't care about potatoes. Okay, in entertainment Mad Lib news, it's the only way to intro this. Post Malone has released a cover of Hootie and the Blowfish's big Only Want to Be With You song from 25 years ago. All of this for Pokemon's 25th anniversary. This is confusing everyone. Take a look at this tweet. At no point reading this sentence did I have any idea what would happen next. You're right, because it's like, where are we going with this? Like it's a new twist and a new turn with each fragment. Brandon, I know you dig it. Let's see if everyone else does. Let's listen a little bit.
There's nothing I can do. I only wanna be with you. You can call me your fool. I only wanna be with you.
I'm like, why does he say yo? Only wanna be with yo.
Well, that's
the only
from the
weird
actual song. That's from the original song.
Yeah. That's how it goes, right?
thing. Listen.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's
That's from the original
it's
song.
No, he says
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I only want to be with you. Hootie doesn't mess that up. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
Oh man, you know I don't think that. I think it's actually pretty good for a cover, and I can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I've been wrestling with this for years. I actually like Post Malone. I
Oh, I
used
thought you were
to
saying
really,
Hootie the Blowfish.
I used to be really angsty towards Post. He looks like a guy that smells bad, but he makes good music. And this is a really solid cover. Hootie and the Blowfish. I hope they like it. I mean, I think this guy did a pretty good job covering.
I saw Hootie live in concert, and I believe it was in '95, and it
Ooh.
sounds really good. It sounds really
How
good.
big was your
I
hair?
love Hootie the Blowfish. Probably 4 or 5 times the size it is now, and longer.
Exactly. Oh, 95.
So was
that
my
was
butt,
the golden
so-
years. Oh my God.
That was.
Yeah.
But hold on.
4 years old.
What's the connection to Pokemon? That's what I don't get. Like that's the last
Yeah, I don't get the Pokemon.
like, twist here. I
Yeah,
don't get
it feels
it.
a little random, right? Yeah.
Right.
I mean, as the Pokemon fan here, I don't get it. They've been having Katy Perry
okay,
stuff as well, but hey,
Yeah.
maybe they could
We're
change
trying
the
to
word.
be more
Only want a
hip.
Pikachu.
Yo.
Pikachu? I love that.
Only want a
Oh, that's cute.
Pikachu.
We'll be back
That's
on the
cute.
U.
Oh. Well, welcome back, everybody. It is Thursday here on The Jam. We've got Mr. John Hanson, Mr. Brandon Pope in for Felicia Lawrence, who's taking a little vacay. Going to be a good night. Can you believe this week has gone by really fast?
Yeah, I just don't like tempting it, though, right? Like, we've already said that. And I know it's almost Friday now, but, like, what if tomorrow it goes really slow? Like, we shouldn't, like, celebrate before we break the tape at the finish line. That's all I'm saying.
I enjoy Fridays, though, so I'm okay with it if it slows down.
Oh, that's when WandaVision comes out. So, hey, as long as we can get to WandaVision, I'm good.
That's when Jack
Yes, me and
Daniels
Brandon
comes
both
out
into
of
it.
my cupboard. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get into some news you need to know, because you probably didn't need that. All right, former U.S. gymnastics Olympic coach John Geddert died by suicide hours after he was criminally charged in Michigan with 24 crimes. They range from physical abuse to sex assault and human trafficking. Geddert was previously linked to disgraced doctor Larry Nassar. Chicago's entire lakefront topped the list of Preservation Chicago's most endangered places. The group says development projects and climate change threaten the stability of the shoreline. They are hoping the feds can establish it as a national park. And big change is coming to Twitter. First, super followers. Users will soon be able to charge followers for access to additional content. Another change, users will have the ability to create and join groups based on specific interests. No launch date for those have been announced just yet. Brandon Pope is chomping at the bit because he can't wait to have people pay him to look cool.
I can't wait. When I first saw this, like most people, I'm like, paying for tweets? Who would do that? But honestly, I want to see which of my 11,000 followers is going to give me $5 just to see me post my sports opinions. We're going to see how this works. It's going to be a good experiment.
And the occasional selfie.
I will not be one of them. Yeah, right. Brandon, you are a great Twitter follow. I will say that. You're way better at that platform than I am, than a lot of people I know. You're funny. You're great. I wish you'd bring a little of that energy to the show.
A compliment from John Hanson?
Wow. No, I wish you'd bring some of that to the show, too, at some point. But I would never in a million years pay more than $0 to see what you have to say on the internet. And that's not against you. That's literally against anyone. Like, there's no one I care about their thoughts. I wouldn't pay to talk to most people in person. Why don't I care about their internet thoughts?
I will say, I don't think this is about thoughts. I think it's about thoughts. Like, I think this is going to help sex workers and people who are going to be using this as an OnlyFans type of platform. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All I can think of is OnlyFans, and at least out of that, people are getting essentially pornographic pictures and some videos and stuff. So they're paying for that type of content. I'm like, okay, well, it's a service, right?
Sex work is work. They deserve to be paid if they want it. So I'm all for that.
All right.
You've turned me around on that one, Brandon.
On Twitter.
Yes. I'll pay him. Hold on.
Hey, there are demands. Don't get the petition started. There's demands.
There's no demand. Do not be a supply. Okay, let's move on. The U.S. House has passed the Equality Act, which is exciting news. A bill to ban discrimination based on sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity. A lot of people are always shocked to find out that you can still ban people from being able to rent properties or their jobs. You can fire people for those things. Yes, it's true, but the House has passed that legislation today. Not before some drama, literally in the halls of Congress. So Illinois Congresswoman Marie Newman, she put out a transgender flag yesterday as a sign of support for the bill, also a sign of support for her trans daughter. But Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's across the hall, then put up a sign saying there are two genders, male and female, trust the science. Of course, that's also not true. And most of all scientists agree that there are many genders. Sex is what the biology is.
Right.
Gender is a whole different spectrum. So literally the science she is quoting is wrong. But how low, in my opinion, I don't know if she can go any lower. I don't know what you guys think about this. Amy, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, she's got a lot of, I don't want to say hate coming to her way from people because of other things, but certainly disgust in her opinions. And here is one where I get so worked up about it. It doesn't affect her. Sometimes I'm just like, shut up. You don't know enough about things. Close your mouth and sit there. You are a junior in the political world I would say freshman. She's a freshman, right?
She's a freshman, they call her a freshman in Congress,
Yes. So I would just listen for a hot second to the people that you're supposed to be serving and the people around you, because I guarantee you your constituency does not agree with you completely. Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit,
you
but
know,
not all of them.
at this point, she's kind of just there to troll because she's lost
Yes.
all
Right.
of her baseline competencies to legislate, right? Her office is basically at this point a waste of taxpayer money because she can't do any committee assignments. So all she has is hate and trolling for attention and using that lack of compassion and lack of respect for colleagues to try to drum up whatever support of the base that she has. And so that's what she's doing. And it's just, it's sad. It sucks, and I
Yeah.
wish she wasn't in office because she really is wasting
Yeah.
a seat.
I just wish that there was actual debate on policy, right? Like there could be discussions based, and there was another on the Senate side. Rand Paul during the nomination proceedings with the first trans woman up for a cabinet position. During that nomination process, there was this back and forth that some people saw as a little gross on Rand Paul's side. But at least it was about a policy, right? Like at least they're discussing something. And just by putting up a sign saying that there's only two genders, male or female, so
And
your daughter
correct sign.
across the hall does not exist or should not exist in the way that she is just a slap in the face.
Totally.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, there's a house listing I want you to check out in Lake Tahoe that is straight
Okay.
creeping people out. It looks normal on the outside, ordinary house, but you take a step inside and it gets a little nightmarish.
Oh my
okay?
God.
For some reason, it's full of about a dozen of those creepy mannequins you see there
Oh.
with outdated furniture, strange baby dolls all around. Like,
And
wow.
track
Imagine
lighting.
seeing that in the
I
dark.
hate track lighting.
Oh, terrible. Now, it's unknown if when you buy this house, if the mannequins actually come with the house or the previous homeowner just kind of left them there. But it's listed for $650,000 if that's your thing. So, John Hanson, you going for this? Is this up your alley?
I'm more offended by the popcorn ceiling than I am by the dozens of mannequins. Like that's easy to
course.
remove. That popcorn ceiling, you try and scrape that off, it gets in that carpet. That is a major
the real
problem. Right. Yeah. Thank you.
That's
That's the real.
nightmare. Yeah.
That's and those blinds. We need some new window trimming, 3-day blinds, something like that coming along to help us on out. But I will say, we've rented an Airbnb before up in Wisconsin, and there literally was just like a stray mannequin. And like it's a joke now in our family because we keep on renting. It's a great little cabin. But oh my God, every year there's just this random mannequin. It's like, what do you do with this?
Well, okay,
Yikes.
so one random mannequin, you could have somebody in the house who actually sews and they need the mannequin to sew, the
Right.
clothing onto. I get it. And when I first saw this, I
12?
was like, well, maybe it is a person who is into fashion and does designs. But then you see the little ones, and I was like, posed and staged, and I'm like, where is this going? I am with John though on the creepy popcorn ceiling, and clearly it's got some water damage as well. So I'm just saying, be careful, folks, for many reasons.
Yes. Look, I've seen Silence of the Lambs way too many times in my life. Like
Puts the
the
lotion
sight of
on the
any
skin.
mannequin, I know there's good uses for mannequins, like it's important. But anytime I see a mannequin, I immediately am like, where's the butterfly? Where's the pit in the ground? And where's the senator's daughter that I need to save? Because this is
Where's
trouble.
the basket?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stay far away.
Stay far
for
away.
sure.
All right.
Can't do that.
Coming up after the break, journalist Linsey Davis reflects on raising her black son and covering one of the biggest stories of 2020. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. She is a mother, a wife, an award-winning news correspondent, and best-selling children's author. Linsey Davis does it all. Felicia and I got a chance to catch up with the busy lady to learn more about her newest children's book, Stay This Way Forever. I love this book because I have boys that are about the same age as yours, and it's the age where you literally don't want them to grow up at all. Like, don't ever change, don't move a muscle. You are perfect and adorable.
Right, you just want to press that pause button. I mean, I think that it's like half of my feelings are let's stay exactly like this, right? But at the same time, I think that we know that there are going to be those things that they aren't going to be able to take away with them into adulthood, right? But there are certain things that I think that many parents are hopeful that you will be able to hold on to as you get older. There's a certain kind of joy that children have that really there's no reason for that to dissipate and go away. And there's a curiosity and creativity and so many aspects that tend to kind of die off that I'm longing for my son who's going to be 7 next month to really still hold on to. I always think about the idea of skipping. You know, my son still skips, and at some point in life we all stop skipping, and why?
Yeah.
You know, it is just such a like kind of a joyous thing, and you never know when is it going to be like the last time that they reach up to hold your hand, or the last time they fall
Yes.
asleep in your arms. And so I'm just savoring all those moments. And so really I think of this book as a love letter to our children. I think that all parents are going to be able to relate to the sentiment here.
So cute.
Yeah, it sounds like parents are going to get so much from this book. What will children get from this book?
Well, hopefully they just get that reassurance, that affirmation again of just how much they're loved and all of the specific qualities that they have, and just their characteristics that are really so charming and so sweet and so endearing. And I hope that they feel just kind of the embrace of what they're doing. Keep doing that, you know, keep being creative, keep being curious, keep asking questions, and know that the parent is always going to be there by their side.
I want to pivot a little bit because I'm curious. You covered a lot of the protests this summer and a lot of the unrest. You have a little boy. I have 3 little boys. What did you tell him, and how do you handle these situations with your son?
You know what? It's so difficult. I mean, I think that so often we cover really difficult and complex topics and painful topics, but this I felt was unusual. And you know, I've been in journalism for now more than 2 decades, and this was a time that I saw that collision really between the professional and personal world, and it kind of took. It was something that I was taking home with me. This heaviness of the environment during that so-called racial reckoning. And I have been kind of reluctant to explain the scenarios of the summer that my son was asking about, in particular with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, and realized that he was then telling me some things that he knew. And I said, "Where did you hear that?" And he said, "Well, Daddy told me." And so then I asked, you know, my husband, like, "Well, what did you say? Why did you say that?" And he said, "Well, he's a Black male in this country, and he needs to know," which I couldn't argue.
Well, we love watching you. The books are great too. I'm really excited to get my hands on the newest one. Linsey, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Again, you
Thank
can
you.
follow Linsey's projects on social media, and her new children's book, Stay This Way Forever, is available now on Amazon.
Well, the weather continues to be warm here. Look at tomorrow. Great day, and it just keeps on getting better. Saturday. I'm like a baby. I haven't said 50 yet, but I think we might get over 50. We will certainly into next week after a little rain on Sunday, just on and off. I mean, this looks very spring-like, which is certainly great news. And this weather forecast brought to you by United Auto Insurance. Get your free quote, call, or click today. Poper.
All right, guys, time for Hollywood headlines. Lady Gaga is offering $500,000 for the return of her 2 French bulldogs. They were stolen when her dog walker was shot twice while in West Hollywood. The LA County supervisor has ordered a safety review for the road where Tiger Woods crashed. Sources close to him have told people he has a long road to recovery ahead. Sheriff's office has ruled the crash an accident. And Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving is calling on the NBA to change its logo from a silhouette of Lakers great Jerry West to the late Kobe Bryant. West has said he's okay with it in the past, even saying he wishes the logo would all out change by now. This is what Kyrie Irving actually posted to kind of give an idea of what he's thinking. It would be a silhouette version. The reason why I don't think this is going to happen at all, the Jerry West kind of silhouette isn't officially Jerry West. It's kind of like a likeness to Jerry West. So there's no like legal stuff there. If you use Kobe Bryant, then you got to deal with the estate and the royalties anytime that logo is used. And I don't think the NBA wants to do that.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Go ahead, Jen.
I was just gonna say it's a great point, Brandon, because I was thinking, why not? Like, this is a no-brainer, but you're right. And even if they just kind of like do a nod to Kobe Bryant, that estate obviously is going to recognize that it was done in that way. I just wish there were ways to memorialize. I mean, I know we've been memorializing Kobe, and the NBA has done a pretty good job doing it, especially the All-Star game last year. I imagine there'll be more again this year. But like other ways that there can be that permanent, lasting legacy. And I think other sports try and do this too in certain ways. And you hope that they can kind of come up with something.
Yeah, and I want to go back really quickly to the Lady Gaga story today, because I was a little bit bothered by the story. And obviously the story is bothersome in itself, but after the news broke and you're looking at all the headlines being posted, all the headlines said Lady Gaga's dogs were stolen. And I'm like, a poor man was shot twice in the chest. I think we're missing the bigger picture here. And that was really bothersome to me. And I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but because I mean, yes, of course it's awful that her dogs were stolen. I don't need to take away from that, but a man was shot in the chest twice.
That's the bigger story to me, for sure. I mean,
yes.
Who shoots somebody blindly on the street like that just to obtain 2 dogs? It's brazen and it's terrible. I thought to myself, that's ridiculous and cruel.
And it's frustrating because it's clickbait, right? They're using her name in the headline to get people to read more stories. And that bothered me. I was like, well, that's just yucky.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I read a couple headlines like that, but at least I saw that everyone else seemed to be outraged on Twitter about it. So I was like, okay, we all seem to be getting that this was the wrong focus of the story here, which is certainly some good news. Okay, guys, coming up, we are wrapping up our Black History Month series on the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities after the break with a look at the finer womanhood of Zeta Phi Beta.
If he's the nominee of the party. Yeah. Yikes. In celebration of Black History Month, we continue to honor and highlight the men and women who form the Divine Nine Greek organizations. And here are the women of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Zeta was founded January 16, 1920 on the campus of Howard University. And our founders were encouraged by our brothers, constitutionally bound members of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
The men of Phi Beta Sigma helped pour into these collegiate women who became founders of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Out of all the Black Greek letter organizations, these two are the only ones constitutionally bound by love and history as brother and sister.
we are Zeta-rized, meaning we're just on fire for Zeta. We're energetic, we're doing our community service, we're raising money for scholarship, as well as being finer women of Zeta Phi Beta.
And these finer women are putting all of that energy into elevating a people.
So we really guide our programming based on our 4 founding principles. So scholarship, service, sisterly love, and finer womanhood. So you will see us out in the community. We have programs around elder care to prepare people for their later stages in life. We have a corporate sponsorship with the March of Dimes, which we're very proud about. And we, over the years, we've raised millions and millions of dollars for March of Dimes. But we also celebrate prematurity awareness in November. We go to different churches and organizations and share information about that. We also have an Adopt a School program where we find schools where we can really make a difference by donating supplies and time and mentoring the children. It makes a difference for us to reach out, really be involved in community, and uplift our people wherever we can.
And as Z5B celebrates 100 years in service, new inductees like Vivica A. Fox and Shaka Khan will be a part of the next 100 years.
We are setting ourselves up to be cutting edge for the next 100 years. So really internally, we have quite a few projects that are going on, not all that are able to share, but we know that we want our members to be ready.
Love that. And in celebration of Black History Month, we're sharing stories of people who made a strong impact on our country and around the world. Frederick McKinley here. Frederick McKinley Jones was an inventor, entrepreneur, and winner of the National Medal of Technology, known as the Thermo King. He invented the first automatic refrigeration system for trucks, which made it possible for fresh food to be transported anywhere across the United States without spoiling. He also has patents on over 60 other inventions, including the movie ticket dispenser, and today we honor his legacy and his creativity. Our coverage of Black History Month and how Black culture has influenced society is sponsored by Beam Legal and Foreman Mills.
Alrighty, it is deep dish time, and this one's a good one. Okay, after a year at home, Americans are willing to give up nearly anything to be able to travel again. So here's what this survey says. Half of folks would give up their jobs to be able to travel again. About 25%, a quarter of people said they'd give up all their savings to be able to travel again. 1 out of 5 people said they would give up their partner to go on a trip, and 38% said they would give up sex for a year in order to be able to travel again. Giving up sex for a year. Well, I guess, Brandon, you've already done that part, so you're free to go anyway.
That's funny. That's a good one, John Hanson.
That's a good one.
But not true. But that's a good one. That's a very good one. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. I can't imagine giving up sex for a year just to travel. Where are you going to travel to? That's like, good sex can take you places. Traveling, I mean, you can wait. You can wait for that. Like they got to chill out.
Well, but as Brandon knows, the sex goes really fast, right? So are we talking about traveling for a long period of time?
Yes, Amy is on board.
Amy with
Yes.
the zinger, yes. Good job. And as usual, I'm not good at comebacks, so all I can do is laugh. That was great. That was great.
But
I can't
seriously,
wait to. Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
can you travel for a whole year? Because then sex for a year to travel for a year. Yep, you got it. I'm over it.
Right? Is it quid pro quo for time? Like,
Right.
if I can only travel for 4.5 minutes, then what's the point? Like,
Right.
Come on, exactly. By the way, our boss is accurately saying that this conversation will look so bad in 10 or 20 years, which absolutely will, as we continue to talk in culture about looking back on conversations. But whatever, it's okay in 2021. I can't believe that 1 in 5 people would break up with someone, but I guess that those people are probably already have the itch to get on out.
Yeah,
they're looking.
They're
for
already
excuses.
broken up in their head.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you for Friday tomorrow.
Yes, Friday.
Do it. Can't wait.